kind of like that, as you can see right there. As you can see right there, it's like hit on them backwards like this. What's up, gamers? And as you can see on the screen, we've got the best fighting robot, probably the only fighting robot in the game, S-17. Now, I know a lot of people have been like waiting on the S-17 guide. I kind of put it off because I recently did a video with the skin that I'm showing off on the screen. So I was like, I didn't want to like drop like 4 S-17 videos like back to back. So here we are with the S-17 guide, and let's just kind of hop right into it because the character is absolutely nuts. No doubt about it. Definitely probably the 4th best character in the game. So let's just hop into her grounded A moves. So S-17's grounded A moves are actually very fast, very quick, and very, very active, and you'll use almost every single one of them as you play this character. So let's hop into it. S-17's grounded A move, or grounded jab, is a 3-hit jab. This jab is actually very, very quick, as you can see. You can also delay it by going 1, as you can see right there. You don't have to like mash it immediately. You can go 1, 2, and then 3. Kind of like that. And it does 11%. Very, very good, very fast, and very good to jab check opponents. Just kind of like run up to them and be like 1, 2, and then dash away. And or you can go 1, 2, wait, into the 3. This jab is very, very good. Covers some very, very good range. As you can see, you don't have to be exactly up on your opponents when you hit them with it, as you can see right there. Very, very good hitbox. Very good for her to have, as you can see right there. Very good range. So that'll do it. This jab doesn't really kill. It basically just kind of like knocks opponents away from you or get them off stage, kind of like a fast out of shield option. So let's talk about S-17's down attack. So S-17's down attack is very, very fast. As you can see, this is me spamming it. Very, very fast. Another thing about this move is, if you do it and hit with the front part of it, it's safe on shield. And the front part knocks up for her to combo. Has fairly good range. And there's the combo portion of it, as you can see right there. This move is very fast, very good. Like, your opponents have to be ready to punish this move. And if they're not ready to punish this move, it's going to be really hard for them to deal with it. Just very fast. If you're trying to like build up your basically like special meter, you can literally just run at opponents in down tilt and at lower percentages. As you can see, it combos. It comboed into up tilt, as you saw right there. It combos into nair, which combos into nair, which combos into up air, kind of like that. You can get some very, very good startup combos from down tilt. Very good for her to have. Just very good, very fast. Your opponent has to be ready, and the fact that it combos like almost like infinitely, very, very good. So that's her down tilt. Let's talk about her up attack. So S-17's up attack is also very, very good. You're gonna hear me saying this a lot because I actually think every single one of her moves is like really good. S-17's up attack, it hits above her. And as you can see, it doesn't really have a hitbox in front of her or a hitbox behind her. But this hitbox is so big and so active that it covers above her really well. So you don't have to predict what your opponent is going to do. You just kind of run under them and up tilt. So at lower percentages, you can do things like down tilt, up tilt. And you can just kind of like chase with it. You can throw it out way before your opponent gets to you. Because as you can see, because it's very, very active. As you can see right there, just kind of like if you feel like they're going to land, throw this out. This move is really hard to deal with and to contest from the air because of how far the hitbox reach and how far it stretches. So very, very good for S-17 to have. So that's down attack, up attack, jab attack. I know it seems pretty fast, but S-17's moves are like very straightforward. They're not really super crazy or anything like that. They just cover a lot of range, and they're very fast, and they all seem to like combo and help her out in neutral very well. So we talked about down attack, up attack, jab attack. Let's talk about dash attack. Dash attack is probably one of S-17's slowest grounded moves next to like her forward strong. Dash attack does 11 and hits really, really hard. You can't cancel out of this or anything like that. You just kind of like hit with it. But another thing about this is it combos from blaster. So like I said before, flashparty has this thing where your opponent can't jump, or like jumping and air dodging isn't fast enough. So even though the combo counter doesn't say 2, that is definitely a true combo and your opponents can't get out of it. It's very good for S-17 to have, considering the fact that, as you saw right there, dash attack kills. Dash attack is very, very strong. And being able to combo into it from like blaster into dash attack, and then considering the fact that blaster is safe on shield, also safe if your opponent jumps over it. Blaster is really hard for characters to deal with when fighting S-17. Just makes it a lot better to have a kill move like dash attack. You can also use it to punish like landings by like chasing them and throwing out dash attack if you feel like your opponent's going to land away, or you can use it to like punish air dodges. Dash attack is a very, very good move. Just hits hard and you combo into it, just all around like makes it better. So let's talk about S-17's forward strong. S-17's forward strong is basically an extended toss with the shield, as you can see right there. Very good for her to have because you can hit from a distance. This move isn't super safe, but the fact that you can hit from a distance means you can do things like that and catch your opponent off guard when they're not expecting to be hit. Like when your opponents are off stage and they're like, oh, that's good, I'm safe, I can't be hit. And then you just kind of like forward strong them and they're like, I wasn't expecting to be hit by that move. Kind of like that. Like that. It's just very good for her to have. This move isn't the strongest. Like, it's not the strongest. There are definitely like forward strongs that are stronger, but just being able to like hit your opponent from a distance is very, very good. This forward strong also has a sweet spot. As you can see, the sweet spot does more launch, it does 14, and it also has a sour spot. As you can see right there, it does 8 and doesn't launch as far. So you always want to aim for the tipper spot of this. The tipper spot is like kind of right there on the shield. That's what you want to aim for when you use this move, because once you hit that tipper spot, you basically get kills a lot earlier. If I can dash, as you can see right there, 14, and Sophia just kind of like got ejected. So that'll do it for all of S-17's grounded A moves. Like I said, we're kind of like running through them, but S-17's moves are actually fairly simple. They're just really good. Like, nothing too crazy about them. Like, kind of like how Sophia's like grounded moves are like very simple, but they cover like a large range and like combo and like set up for really good situations. That's how S-17's moves are. So let's go into S-17 specials. So like I said, basically everything S-17 has is good, even her specials. So let's start off with neutral special. Neutral special is a blast from S-17's cannon. This special pushes S-17 over the top. This special is safe on shield. This special is very hard to deal with. In order for opponents to deal with it, they have to jump over it, but it has very little end lag. As you can see, she can blast and act out immediately. So it's not the easiest to deal with. And like I said, you can get combos and do things like blaster into dash attack. And since blaster has like very little knockback and it knocks up, it sets up for good situations like blaster into down tilt if your opponent isn't ready, or blaster into dash grab if they're not ready. You can even do things like blaster into side special if you're close enough and your opponent isn't ready. Kind of like that. Like, blaster's just very, very good for a lot of situations. Another thing is when you shoot this, you can fade back with it. So you can kind of like short hop and fade back. It's not super crazy, because if you could get like, if she could get lower, it will be a lot better. Because like basically if you start the blaster at the top, you can like blaster and fade back, cover a lot of range, cover a lot of aerial. And if you manage to hit it, you get a combo, as you can see. So blasters, very, very good. Very hard for a lot of characters to deal with. As I said, you can also B-reverse this. So you can jump blaster and press the opposite direction immediately, kind of like that, to turn it around. Very easy move to B-reverse. Not super crazy, but like, as you can see, like being able to like pelt your opponent with these like little blasts or little beams makes it very hard for your opponent to get in. Like I say, being able to short hop and do this kind of like covers jump. You can delay it so you don't cover jump and just wait till you land on the ground and then shoot to like mix up the timing. This blaster makes Evan's S-17 absolutely crazy. And then she has a sticker that like allows her to charge it, which just makes it even better. So, like I said, this blaster will be a big part of your gameplay when playing S-17 because it just covers so much. So, we've talked about blaster. Let's talk about down special. S-17's down special is a counter. Now, this counter is actually pretty wild. Will dash attack kill Sophia? It will not. As you can see, it stays active. And what this counter actually does is it knocks opponents upwards. Of course, that dash attack will kill. As you can see right there. So that's basically how S-17's counter works. Very good for like opponents that like have to recover with a hitbox. Because you just kind of like pop them up and you get the follow-up after popping them up. Kind of like that. And the one thing is this counter always knocks like behind her. As you can see right there. So you can do things kind of like counter into back air, or you can do things like counter into turnaround neutral special. Kind of like that, as you can see right there. Very, very good for S-17 to have or to be able to do. And it's absolutely crazy how her counter does not kill, but it combos into some of her best kill moves. So we've talked about counter. Another thing, you don't want to forget this because I talked about the offensive properties. Let's talk about the defensive properties of this counter. This counter actually makes S-17 float. As you can see right there, you can counter and hold up and she'll float upwards. You can counter and hold down and she'll float downwards. Or you can just kind of counter and hold forward and she'll float forward. Very, very good for her to like mix up her momentum, and also a very, very good recovery move to help you get into position, because like when you're about here, you can counter, float towards the stage, and then recover up, because S-17's recovery is really hard to contest. So you can kind of like counter and then recover, basically like giving yourself like a free option into your up B range. Very, very good move to use when recovering also. Did not want to forget that. Definitely did not want to forget that. So we've shown off counter. We've shown off neutral B. Let's show off side B, or side special. S-17 side special is a dash and a multitude of hits. Does 15%. Nothing too crazy. And just like on the ground, dash does multitude of hits. You can also do this in the air, as you can see right there. So just like her counter, you can use this to help you recovery. So yeah, S-17 actually has 3 moves that she can use to mix up her recovery, along with double jump and along with air dodge. Yeah, very, very crazy. Another reason why S-17 is very, very good. Another thing about this move is at higher percentages, this move will kill. Another thing is on the ground, it launches up to the corner, but in the sky, it launches straight up. So it actually has less launch in the sky than it does on the ground, and you'll mainly be getting the kills with this move on the ground. As you can see, like the launch on it is very, very crazy on the ground. Your opponent has to be ready to DI this move, because if you're not, then your opponent just kind of like explodes. Very good for S-17 to have. This move is also fairly safe on shield, because your opponent has to parry that last hit. If they don't parry the last hit, it's very easy for S-17 to like jump away or do things like mash out jab or dash away. Side B is just very, very good, along with it being a very, very good kill move. So we've talked about side special. Let's talk about up special. So up special, S-17 launches herself up with the shield. This move has hitboxes on the side, as you can see, and it has a hitbox going above her. As you can see right there, the hitbox going above her is actually the strong hitbox. It's a really strong hitbox going, like the hitbox going above her is actually ridiculously strong. That was the side hitbox. But the hitbox going above her is really strong. Even at higher percentages, you can get kills with the sideways hitbox. As you can see, like the launch is really crazy. Covers a lot of space. Covers really far below her also. And then as you saw before, you can do things like down air into up special, like at like medium percentages to like get those true combos. Very good for her to have. A very good up special for her to have. Not super duper crazy, not super duper wow, but the fact that she can just kind of like use this move to like edge guard is very good. And it, like the angle it knocks your opponent away off stage is also very good for edge guarding opponents. So we talked about up special. As you can see right there, we've talked about up special, down special, and neutral special. We've also talked about side special. So let's talk about her aerials. Now, S-17's aerials are absolutely nuts. Yep, we've talked about her specials, and I've said they were nuts. We've talked about her ground moves, and I said they were good. Well, her aerials are actually really crazy. So let's kind of like hop into it. S-17's neutral air is basically a big spin with her shield. And seems pretty familiar because Palutena had a big spin. And just kind of like Palutena, this neutral air combos. It also launches the weight of the last hit. So if you're neutral airing them and they're like behind you, it will knock them behind you. As you can see right there. The thing about this is neutral air does always combo. So even if you go through them, that was forward air. Even if you go through them and they pop up behind you, you can still combo into that with a back air. At like those mid percentages. At lower percentages, you want to like aim in front. That way they're always not in front of you, so you can combo like that. And then at those mid percentages, you want to aim with hitting the back hit of neutral air, even if that means like landing on them backwards like this. Or jumping in front of them and flowing through to the points where they get knocked backwards behind you. Very good neutral air for her to have because it's long, it's active, the hitbox is huge, and it combos. Like I say, a ridiculous neutral air. Very good. As you can see, ridiculously crazy. Very good. Covers a lot of space. You don't really have to put too much thought into it. You just kind of like throw it out, and if it hits, you combo with it, and you just kind of like go off with it. It combos into itself. It combos into up air. Combos into back air. Also combos into forward air. Like, the move is just very good, and it combos into so much that she does. So, we talked about neutral air. Let's talk about up air. So S-17's up air is very good, simply because it covers a lot of range. And it's multi-hit, and at higher percentages, it will kill. Very good for extending combos. So like doing things like up tilt into up air. And since it lasts for so long, kind of like with Saeya's up air, you don't have to guess when your opponent's coming. You can just jump under them and throw out up air. This up air is really hard to contest. I've only been able to like get through it with one character, and that's Thanatos, and that's because his down air hits like really low. But every other character like struggles to deal with this up air, which makes S-17 a really good juggler. You can't throw out multiple up airs, and once you up air where you're at, that's where she stops. So it's not like she up airs and falls down, or she up airs and goes upwards. Once you up air, that's where her momentum takes her, as you can see right there. Also, just like her specials, this is a very good move to stall your recovery. As you can see right there. So once again, even if you're trying to stall your recovery like up with up air, and you're trying to like get back as close as you can to the ledge, you can even throw out one up air to like get you there. And up air will always stall, as you saw right there. So that'll do it for up air. And also, since up air stalls, you can't really do like any like kind of like crazy landing up air things, because up air, like I said, it will stall you in on the ground, as you can see right there. Even if you like short hop and do it, you can't like do like falling up airs. So let's talk about down air. Down air, S-17 launches straight down with the shield. This actually has a spike hitbox. If you hit on the way down, it will always be a spike if you hit on the way down, as you can see. But it has a quake hitbox that, if I can get close enough, hits on the side, as you can see right there. The downwards like spike hitbox combos into a lot because you can jump out of this spike. So you can down air, jump into up air, and do things like that. Down air is very good to use on stage. If your opponent is blocking, you won't bounce off their shield, so you only bounce off your opponent if you hit them. And it's to keep it from being like too crazy. But since she launches herself down with this move, that means if you do it off stage, you die, because you can't cancel out of this move. Like, I don't think it matters like how high she is. She will always just go straight down. Yeah, unless she hits something. So very good to have if you like you jump above your opponent and they're like charging. You can like down air and like hit them with like down air into like things like up B, or hit them with like down air into like double jump up air, for like things like that. Just being able to do that. And it also builds your neutral special meter. And it does spike off stage if you hit with the downward hit, as you can see right there. And another thing, I'm pretty sure you just noticed it right there. When she's doing this, her shield is completely invincible. Like, you can't hit her shield. So that's why Sophia like recovered, and I was able to down air her and not get hit by her recovery, because the moves down air and her up special have invincibility on the shield. So you have to hit past the shield in order to hit S-17 when she's doing these moves. So we talked about down air, neutral air, and up air. Let's talk about forward air. So S-17's forward air is fairly good. You can actually do two of them in like a double jump. You can do like double jump, full hop forward air. It's a double jump into another forward air. Has pretty good launch. The best thing about this move is that you can fade back while doing it, as you see right there. You just kind of like fade back and forward air to like space it out. Hits really hard, puts in like some very good situations. As you can see, it knocks really low and hits really high. Just very, very good for spacing to throw out, and at higher percentages it will kill. And like I say, you can combo into it from neutral air, which is very good also for like the guaranteed damage. Just being able to like land neutral air into forward air is also like very good. That'll basically do it for forward air. Like I say, it's just kind of like a combo ender, combo extender. Very, very good in spacing out those moves, and basically like falling on opponents and knocking them at like a detrimental angle. So that'll basically do it for forward air. Like I said, a lot of her moves are very, very simple. Nothing too crazy. So let's talk about back air. S-17's back air is absolutely crazy. One of her best kill moves. Like, you can jump back air, double jump, and back air again. This move is also safe on shield if you space it. It also has some very good range. Like, you don't have to be up on your opponents. Hitting your opponents with this move at like 60 near the edge of the stage can like net you a KO. You can combo into it from neutral air. That was forward air. But you can combo into it from neutral air. Very, very crazy move for Sophia to have. Not Sophia, S-17. Both of their names start with S's. For S-17 to have. This back air is absolutely nuts. And just like any other move that uses her shield is not a hitbox. So in order to contest this move, you have to hit past this shield. So you can actually like jump at opponents and contest a lot of things they're doing with this back air because you have to hit past the shield in order to hit her. You'll mainly be using this to kind of like throw it out, pressure your opponent in shield, then like double jump back air into falling back air, or rising back air into double jump falling back air, or just full hop into falling back air to like scare your opponent. Because like I said, this move kills. It does 11, but it hits really hard. Also has a sweet spot and a lingering hitbox. So the lingering hitbox does 7, as you can see right there, and the sweet spot is the initial hit, and that does 11. And as you can see, like at 70 from like this part of the stage, it almost killed Sophia. So I'm pretty sure at 80, yeah, dead. Like really crazy for her to have like how strong this back air really is. Like you either jump with this or you back air somebody off stage, they're basically like deleted. Very crazy move. So I think that'll do it for her aerials, because we talked about neutral air, back air, forward air, up air, and down air. Let's go into her grabs. So S-17, like I said, amazing character with amazing grab also. And you're right, her grab is not the best. She is one of the characters that suffers from the grab syndrome, where she doesn't get anything from grabs. I don't even think she has a kill throw, maybe at like really higher percentages, like 180 or something. But she doesn't get anything from grab besides position. Like as you can see, forward throw kind of sets up for a really good position. Back throw kind of throws them off stage for a really good position. She basically just gets percentage from her throws. And 12% from forward throw is not that bad. Like getting 12% from a throw is really good, and the angle that forward throw sets up is very good. Kind of makes your opponent have to make a move. What a lot of people will do is after they get forward through, they'll fall. So you can kind of like throw out, you could dash forward and throw out forward strong because they're just gonna fall. And if they jump if they jump and you react to it with the dash, you could be like forward throw, dash, jump, up air if they jump. And if they don't jump, you can just kind of forward strong. Very good for positioning, simply because her forward strong goes really far. If you're like grabbing somebody, you're always going to do forward throw, because forward throw, like I say, does 12, sets up that positioning, keeps you like an advantage at lower percentages. So like even at lower percentages, you can be like forward throw, dash up, shield, or you do like forward throw, dash up, blaster, and hit blaster into dash attack or things like that. But she doesn't really have any comboing throws. But that'll do it for her grab. Let's talk about S-17's combos. So S-17 has a lot of combos. A lot of your combos are going to come from a neutral air, which you saw me chain neutral air into neutral air. You can also do things like down tilt into up air. But at those mid percentages, most of your combos will be coming from neutral air. So you'll be doing things like falling neutral air into jump neutral air into up air. You'll be doing things like landing neutral air into turn around back air, or landing neutral air into forward air to build damage. So like that's the neutral air into back air. Or you'll do things like landing neutral air into up tilt at lower percentages into up air. You'll do things like landing neutral air into forward air. Like a lot of your combos are going to come from landing that neutral air, which is absolutely crazy and very good, because like I said, it covers a lot. And if you space it on your opponent, it's really hard for them to punish. And being able to land like falling neutral air into turn around back air is very crazy for S-17 to have, because that back air kills ridiculously early. So I definitely say if you plan on maining S-17, get used to those turnarounds and like get used to the end lag of neutral air, so you can do things like neutral air turnaround back air and get those like early kills at like those early percentages. But as S-17, most of your combos will be coming from falling neutral air into juggles with up air. You basically kind of want to keep hitting opponents with neutral air, juggling them, and taking those confirms after hitting like neutral air and like pretty good edge guards and things like that. So that'll do it for like her combo game, because like I say, S-17 is a very like basic kind of like combo character. So let's kind of like go into her neutral. So we talked about her combo game. Her neutral is fairly simple. You basically kind of want to jump around, use blasters to bait your opponent in. Once they're in, follow them with like space neutral airs to get those combos. The best neutral air to do is to jump neutral air fade out, kind of like that. That way it's harder for them to punish the grab on shield. You don't want to jump and land on somebody with neutral air, because then if they're blocking, you can get punished. That's why I say the best thing to do is to neutral air and fade back, like kind of jump above an opponent's head and then fade back with neutral air, kind of like this. Because you can still get the combo from forward air, and if you want to mix it up, you can do it and fade behind them with neutral air. That way, if you hit with the back hit of neutral air, you can get a combo into back air. The percents might be too high now. And at those higher percentages, you can do things like parry into up B to like get main combos. But basically, your neutral is going to rely on you baiting opponents in with blaster, taking those confirms from blaster to like blaster to dash attack, or basically just constantly using blaster even if they're blocking it. It does not matter if you're using blaster and your opponent is blocking that blaster. It is absolutely okay. You're not losing anything for doing this. And then once they start trying to jump, you can anti-air them with neutral air, which will lead to combos. And then once they stop jumping and stop moving, you can do things like falling them with neutral air, so you can get your combos that kill at really early percents, like neutral air to back air, that kills from the other side of the stage. That'll basically do it for S-17. The only other thing to talk about is her special mechanic. So S-17 is what I call a neutral based character, and she has a special bar that's built up by hitting her moves in certain directions. And once, as you can see above my name, next to her character icon, once that special bar glows, her neutral B becomes a full screen laser. Yes, a full screen laser that can be shot full screen, very, very fast. And the best way to power this up is with grounded down tilt. Only takes 2 down tilts, and you can use like down tilt into up air. And like that way you charge, like basically you fully charge like both of them. The hard one is her forward one, because this can basically be charged with forward special. It can also be charged with forward air or back air. And another thing about this is, like I said, it covers full screen. I didn't turn it around. And like I said, this move covers full screen, as you can see right there. Very, very good surprise kill move to have in like your back pocket, because you don't have to use it immediately. So like kind of once you build up that bar and you just kind of like hold on to it, it's going to be really scary for your opponents to deal with you. They're going to like want to jump less, because this covers like all like landings. Because if your opponent's trying to land, you can literally dash back full screen and blaster. And being able to hit them with this blaster and like most likely get a kill at 60 is very, very crazy. It's kind of like another reason why S-17 is really, really good. Like I say, arguably, in my opinion, the 4th best character in the game. Still a ridiculous character even after the nerfs, because the game mechanics itself don't allow you to deal with blaster, this right here. And the fact that she has one that charges it up and makes blaster even safer on shield, makes her even crazier. Like S-17 is just all around a really, really good character. So that'll do it for my S-17 guide. Like I always say, if you have any questions, leave a comment down below. If the guide helped, leave a like. And if you're looking forward to any other character guides, subscribe to the channel, because I've got more coming. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.